Now this is a perfect time of the year to talk about October lull hunting strategies. Now, what should you do different with hunting the October lull, it not being the October lull? And let's look at it like it could be the opening day of the bow season, could be the rut, and we're talking about that period in between. The October lull hunting strategies I have that I employ are the same hunting strategies that I employ the entire hunting season. I hunt cold fronts. We have some rain coming down right now, temperatures dropping, that first calm, cold, clear conditions on the back side of this front, I get right out to the woods and that's the time I hunt. It doesn't matter what time of the season is, that's when I hunt. The October lull, the strategies are the same for hunting. When does the October lull begin? The October lull begins right after opening day bow season. It doesn't matter if your bow season begins September 1st, September 15th, like Wisconsin this year, or October 1st, like Michigan. The October lull doesn't just take place in October, it happens about within a few days to a week after the opening day of bow season, because that's the first application of hunting pressure for the entire hunting season. So all of a sudden the deer that have been lazily lulled into a false sense of security all summer long, they're happy, fat, and feeding out in the fields, out in the open. All of a sudden the hunting pressure hits and the October lull begins right after that. And so that's why the October lull sometimes begins in September, depending on the bow season opener. And then of course it begins in October in other states because the season opens on October 1st. So think about that. The October lull to me is a big myth. It's really not a factor if you're controlling your hunting pressure. And I believe that that can even play into someone that has a small parcel. Maybe you have 40 acres, 20 acres. I hunt all 40-acre parcels right around there in southwest Wisconsin. And so even from property to property it can take place. If my neighbor is applying a bunch of hunting pressure when it was 85, 90 degrees on September 1st or 15th on the opener, then they can spook those deer. Maybe they shoot a big buck, maybe they don't, but the conditions are not ideal. The October lull can actually start to take place on their property just a few days after they hunted an opening day after September 15th. And then those deer start to get pushed and actually gravitate to those low pressure hunting parcels that have great fall food and great fall cover. And that's why you can see the October lull taking place on one property and just across the border 100 yards away it's not taking place on the other, because deer quickly learn to recognize that this 40-acre chunk is safe, low risk. This one's high risk over here. Hunting strategies are just the same for the October lull. I like to hunt fronts. I like to hunt those cold fronts. I love to hunt evenings in the early season to mid-October. Then once it switches into the pre-rut, which is late October around here, the last 10 days, I'll hunt those first cold fronts. I can't wait to get into a stand in the morning when it's toe numbing, it's 27 degrees, and I'll take a chance in the morning here and there leading up to that time, maybe a spot that I'm not going to hunt in the evening, so I'm not spooking out that higher priority evening set in the early season. But the whole idea is to maintain a low pressure. Then you don't have to see the effects of the October lull like maybe your neighbor would if they're overpressuring your land. Keep your land as a low risk, inviting opportunity for deer, and you'll find that not only can you continue the same hunting strategies that you would all season long, as far as hunting fronts, hunting the good days, hunting the good weather, watching your winds, giving a low impact on your property, but that you'll not see the effects of the October lull if you're not overpressuring your land. And that can extend from not only opening day of September or October 1st, but all the way through the rut, through the gun season, and into the late season. There's really absolutely no reason for the October lull ever to begin on your land.